welcome to video number 10 in the Miniature Hero series, showing bits and pieces what I get up to in the shop and products that I have for sale. Speaking of which, I thought today we'd have a look at one of the more popular things that Reaper make. These are always good sellers and people like them, and it's the Core Skills Learn to Paint Kit. This is number 1 in the Learn to Paint Kit series. There is the follow-on, number 2, afterwards, but they both take much the same sort of thing. But these are always very popular, and I'm going to show you why, because there's a lot of good stuff in here. First off, you get a case. These are the new cases as opposed to the ones in the picture from Reaper. See, made in the USA down there. Yeah, very sturdy, very nice. Clips at the front. Keeps everything nice and tidy, and is an ideal starter thing for those wishing to get into miniature painting. Now, what do you get? Okay, well, you get the case. We've established that. Click up the things. There's a little tab there. There's 1, 2. Lay him down, and then open it up. Voila! Now, this is what you get inside. You get this little instruction thing. We'll look at that in a minute. You've got a card from Reaper, which says, thank you for purchasing this product, any issues, or please do not contact the reseller, it says. The security number of this, make sure you include the shipping address with correspondence. To be fair, I don't mind if you do contact me, because I will try and help, because Reaper sort of forget that they're in the States and we're here in the UK, Europe. And if there is a problem, I will try and sort things out. And sometimes there is. And it's usually easier for me to deal with things and what have you. So you can contact Reaper and you can quote that number, or you can have contact me and I will try and help as well. So you get a card. Okay, brushes. Reaper provide you with 2 of their brushes. The blister's just coming away a little bit there, but these are not bad brushes. Let's just have a look. I think they're a synthetic. It says Reaper Pro Paint 8505. That's a 0, and you get a 2 as well for laying on things a bit more. They're good for starters. They get you underway. And if you find you like miniature painting, of course you can always take it a bit further. You also get, and this is probably the crux of the thing, you get some miniatures. So that is Chaos Warrior type, what is he? Magnor Tranor or something or other. But he's very nice. I mean, look at that. He's a particularly nice miniature. This is one that comes in the set. They don't do a random set of miniatures. You get this. What you see here is what is in every set, or certainly should be in every set. So that's him. You get 1, I think, of Tree Manor sculpted Orc Warriors. There he is. I think we can show him off there. Nicely done. Tree's very good at orcs and bits and pieces. The only thing I will say is the heads are a little bit small. I mean, you consider the fist size to head size. You see, I mentioned this in a previous vid, and it does make you wonder. You think the head would be a bit bigger, but there we go. That's down to Tree. He obviously knows what orcs look like, and I don't. So there we go. But you get that, and you get a skeleton. Oh, skeleton chappy here, with his bow. They're all bones. This is all standard bones material, so it is very wiggly. But if you are just starting out, oh, he's got a quiver on the back as well. Yeah, these are great things to go with. So you get 3 of those. You also get bits of fluff and things, but you also get a set of paints. All Reaper Master Series paints. That one is Master Series Bones. Sorry, Bones paints. Yeah, these are the Bones for us. That's Maga Green. These are popular as well. Blade Steel, that comes in as well. You get Dragon White. White is always very useful. Harvest Brown. You see, you get a good spread here. Dragon Blue. What else? Candlelight Yellow. I do like that yellow. I think that's a rather nice one. That is available separately in the Bones paints. Mountain Stone. That's quite a good grade. Pure Black. Now that is a Master Series paint. I don't know why that's in there, but there we go. Perfectly good. These stuff work on bones, they work on metal, they work on resin. Any miniatures you care to paint it on, they will work. Here we are. That's a desert sand. That's a nice sort of neutral. Polished silver, so you get a metallic. And leather brown. So you've got a couple of browns. Now, of course, you can mix all these. These are all intermixable. But you'll notice as well that while you've got this core set, you've also got lots of holes for more stuff. You've got a slot here for your paintbrushes, and you've got places where you can keep your miniatures while you're painting them, and there's 2 more slots there. So you do get a lot of extra value in one of these kits, you know, just from the off. You can double your paints with no problem at all, and I sell all the Reaper paints, so that's easy to do. But probably the best thing, and believe me, the miniatures and the paints are very nice, but the best thing is this. And basically it's Rhonda Bender, who is a very good miniature painter, and writes a very good blog, which I will put down in the thing below. But she has written basically an instruction manual of how to do things. How to start off miniature painting, what to do, how to prepare things, and just go from there. And here you see use and care of your tools, Reaper brushes, care of your tools continued, preparing to paint. It gives you a good overview of the basics. Now, Mr. Bones makes an appearance as well. There you are, you see. Now, that's what I mentioned in a video a few things back. Stick it to a holder. A piece of plasticine and a roundish sort of pot. That's all you need to start. You can get fancy holders later. But you just, you know, go through. So, there we go. Step 1, base coat on the skeleton. Wash. Shows you how to do a wash to pick out detail and go in the recesses. Dry brush the base colour. And there we are, dry brush highlights. There we go, his skeleton's coming out, and she shows you there with some more in-depth photos of what to do with different brushes. This is a good tip from Mr. Bones. Stay calm if you make a mistake. If you slip and get paint someone intended, you can scrub it off with a clean damp brush. To be fair, you can overpaint. You can just let it dry and overpaint as well. Whatever you do with miniature paint, don't fret about it. If it all goes wrong, you can overpaint it probably at least a dozen times, and you've always got the option of stripping it. That is, it's no great hassle. I will do a thing on stripping miniatures probably a bit later on. Now, here we are, Paking the Orc Marauder. Now, he's a good sort of... Yeah, you see the head don't look so small there, does it? It's funny what you see, because look, there he is. Yeah. Anyway, it's what a decent painter can make out of the miniature. But there, you see, and it goes to show you, it builds on the things that you've already learned. This, there, Painting Magna Timor. That's his name. That's his name. And here you get, of course, to do quite a bit of metallic work and things. And she has used just the paints in this thing, and probably the brushes as well. She's very honest like that. And this is the results that you can get. Stick at it, practice, and yeah, it all can be yours. Now, here we are. There's a little cartoony bit at the back, written by, Izzy Tallinn Collier, who does most, if not all, of the design work for Reaper miniatures. And yeah, looking for more. And here is a nice little glossary to show you what all the different phrases mean. So when we're talking about highlights, layers, linings, midtones and things, it explains it all. That shows you the bones colours. They have expanded now. They haven't stopped at 9454. They have gone up, and I hope to be expanding my range accordingly. And there's the old style box, and that's the layer up kit, which contains much the same sort of stuff, but allows you to take things another step forward, and you get another 3 miniatures, you get more brushes, more paints, and go on from there. And that is Fire Giant Queen, which was one of the miniatures in the gold medal painting category at ReaperCon 2017. ReaperCon 2020 is quite good for the rest of us, especially if you're not in the States, because they're holding it online. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but I do hope to attend in a sort of online-y capacity, because obviously I can't get all the way over to Texas, and things like that aren't very good at the moment. So yeah, it's looking quite good. I might give it a bit of a plug on the site and see if we can get a UK contingent together and go over and see what's going on. There's a nice lot of people there. Dark Sword normally make an appearance. I think that Bombshell Miniatures, Patrick Keith, will make an appearance as well. Quite a few other people. You get a nice lot of good, very good painters there. Rhonda will probably be there online. Jess Rich and quite a few others. Michael Proctor, he's another one. Anne Forrester, she might be there. So it's usually quite a good thing, and you get to see quite a lot of stuff. And I'm quite excited this year because, as I say, it is online, and we will be able to visit wherever you are in the world. As long as you get the timing right, you will be able to go. So that should be quite good. So that is a Learn to Paint kit. That's what you get. And I think they're rather good. These have always been strong sellers. There we go. Let's pop him there. And yeah, they do well for a lot of people. For a lot of people starting out, they make wonderful presents and put everything there. And of course, like I say, you've got this great case which you can put everything together. Now, those of us of a certain age, you see it all snapped shut, will remember, of course, the Citadel paint sets when they first came out, and you got 9 pots of paint, I think it was, in the first set. Second, I mean, they went up to the metallics and bits and pieces. And later on, I think with the metallics, they did a little thing on the side where you could lay your brushes and do bits and pieces like that. It's always the way, isn't it? Here I am doing a video, and the phone started ringing. I mean, it's obviously somebody trying to sell me something. Little do they know I have no money to buy, but there we go. They will have to make do with the answer phone, quite whatever they're going to sell, and I shall get back to them afterwards. Now, for the second point, I would like to talk to you about the Druj, which my good mate Mortis has done a video about on the end of his latest video blog, which I shall stick a link down in the doobly-doo down below. I sent him one. He's a good mate. He does his blog and he talks about things, and he's basically talked about this. Here he is. Let's get him into shot. There we go. Come on, I'm going to line him up. There we go. That is the Druj. Turn him round. That is a painted Druj with its head on, and it's something that came about. Shane and I were having a chat quite a few years back, and I was saying, I've got an idea for a sci-fi sort of thing, and he said, well, what is it? And I said, well, imagine they come from a very hot, dry, resource-poor planet, and they've learnt to survive quite well, regardless of any other sort of thing. So we got talking about it and things, and he kindly drew it. And this is what he drew. The drawings then went to John Pickford, who is a very good sculptor and is another good mate, and he did a marvellous job on sculpting it. It then went into my drawer for about 4 years before I finally plucked up the courage to have it moulded and cast, which Red Dragon have done for me. And yeah, this is the result. So Druj are in the shop. The head comes off. It's a separate head. There are supposed to be weapon packs and other bits and pieces to go with these, but Shane's been a bit busy to design them, but they are underway as far as I understand. And yeah, but I mean, Mortis is going to use his as a bone demon. These do have a fairly hard exoskeleton. That was the whole idea. There's sort of soft, squashy inner parts probably, but everything outside is hard, in order to minimise water loss in the hot, barren environment in which they evolved. They do look a bit predatory. Can you get his head in now? Oh dear, I'm not doing this very well. Yes. But yeah, so these are available in the shop under the Miniature Heroes miniatures. If you do want a bone demon or just something that is a bit otherworldly type thing to frighten your players with, this is where to go. Right, I think that's probably about it for this video. Like and share if you can. If you want to subscribe, that's even better. I think we're up to 75 subscribers now. It's doing very well. Thank you very much for all your support. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio!